guys, it's Nurse J at Nurse in the Truth. I hope everyone is having a great day. So I just wanted to make a couple of short videos today. I've been very busy and I'm going to be very busy over the next several days. I'll be working back at the hospital and I've got to get good rest tonight so I can hit the floors running. So, to my friend Ricky, I know you had commented last night that you wanted an Anunnaki video, and so here we go, my friend. Now, there is a website called inkyspeaks.com. Dr. Lesson, the husband and wife team, were friends with Dr. or the book writer Zachariah Stitchin. Not to say that things that he might have put in his books were fabrications or storylines, because we don't really know the 100% absolute truth of what really happened. Even though he was a translator of some of these tablets. But, you have to write a book and get some good stories out of it. So, anyway, so where am I going? The flood happened. Enlil was ticked off. He was tired of hearing the earthlings moan and groan and have, sex and have children. And they were just being, births were going on all the time. And he wasn't liking it. He wasn't getting a sleep. And Inky, being the geneticist, even look at today where they're making half pigs and half rats and half whatevers. You never know what's going down in Area 51, which we kind of assume what's going on. But anyway, the flood was happening and Inky prepared for the waves that were fixing to hit because, the continental ice sheet and the deluge, the flood, he knew it was coming. And he prepared for the waves, and the boxes held the DNA, sperm, and the ovum, and the life essence with the eggs and the living creatures it contained in these DNA. And the Lord Inky and Ninmah collected all of those, and from the wrath of Enlil to be hidden to life resurrection, if earth be willing. So Inky and Ninmah got all these eggs and sperm collected in boxes. It wasn't like this per se animal 2x2. They had to have enough storage, Now, Nigashita prepared too, okay? Nigashita Thoth. He inscribed ancient wisdom on 2 great pillars and hid sacred objects and scrolls inside them. Pillars, obelisks, something that would stand the test. Pillars. Would it be pyramids? That you could keep scrolls and ancient documents in them. Now, the Antarctic ice sheet slipped, and by Nibiru's net force, it was pulled into the South Sea. A tidal wave rose, and it rose several 100 meters high. The boat of Zuasundra, the tidal wave from its moorings lifted, then plunged beneath the raging waves. Though completely submerged, not a drop of water into it did enter. Now, as the Bible, the 40 days, waves swept across the earth, drowning everything on the planet except those on mountaintops and in the boat. Ninegal surfaced, raised sail, and steered. And the orbiting Anunnaki surveyed the flood results. Because, see, they came here, per se, that we were told, for gold. And they were great navigators and celestial, navigators. So they had to see what was going on. They had to figure out where everything was again. Because when everything is washed away and moved, you got to start calculating where you're going to put things to work and all work again. So Enlil and the survivors saw Enki's son, Ninegal, among them. Every earthling had to perish. He, with fury, shouted. He was so ticked off at Enki's creations and half-breeds, half man, half animal. His scheming brother, Enki, he saw defied him, disobeyed his order to let all earthlings drown, and Nibiru's pedigree threatened the survival of the Anunnaki on Earth, critical for its gold for survival on the home planet. The pedigree also, he heard on his unit, again had torn away Nibiru's shield of gold powder. At Enki, his anger lunged to kill his brother. With his bare hands, he was ready. And Ninegal messaged Ninmah and Ninurta, "Bring your whirlers down quick. He is no mere mortal. My son he is." Enki to Zua Sudra pointing. So, he's pointing to Zua Sudra. This is my son. He is no mere mortal. He is his son. So that begs the question. If you read in Genesis, genes, splicing, Isis, Noah is Zua Sudra. Noah is Enki's son. So, we were all Enki's children then. Even though Noah, quote, had 3 sons. To a wall, said Enki, I spoke, not Zua Sudra. Ninurta and Ninmah restrained the raging commander. Enki told them he had seen Galzu in a dream. Then when he woke, found next to his bed a file that showed how Zua Sudra should build the sub. So now you had Galzu, that was a tall, bearded, what you call a Merlin kind of dude, I suppose. Showed up with Enki and left him this file. Together, Enki, Ninurta, and Ninmah convinced Enlil the survival of mankind, the will of the creator of all, must be. Now, this even gets more interesting. Let me read that one more time. Together, Enki, Ninurta, and Ninmah convinced Enlil the survival of mankind, the kind of man, the will of the creator of all must be. You know, some people say, I've never heard any of the Sumerian tablets talk about the creator of all. It doesn't go into very much detail about this creator of all, but even when Enki was to make or genetically manipulate the Homo erectus with the DNA of their genes and so on and so forth, Enlil was mad and says, "You're not the creator of all, or you're not the prime." He says, "Well, I'm not making it from scratch. I'm just modifying it. So I'm not the creator of all." So this is really something that my mind can't even fathom. These Anunnakis, Elohim, winged beings, the angels. Who is this creator? What is this? So, moving on. Something to think about. Says in red, Nibirian king said the creator manipulated the Anunnaki to create, preserve, and foster us earthlings, ordered Nibirians on earth to assist. From the time of the deluge, almost 2 shars, which is 7,200 years, passed. Earthlings proliferated from mountain lands to dry lowlands of civilized mankind. Zuasudra, there were descendants. With Anunnaki seed, they were intermixed. Offspring of the Ajiji who intermarried roamed about. In the distant lands, Cain's kinfolk survived. Now, here you have Noah, Zuasudra, descendants, having children. And then you have the offspring of the Ajiji, which were demigods, still of Anunnaki. Still they were Nibirans, Anunnaki, but they were not of the royal bloodline per se. They were just the watchers, the astronauts that intermarried with the earthlings. Few and lofty were the Anunnaki who from Nibiru had come. Few were their perfect descendants. So that meant that there were very few of the Anunnaki with their perfect genes, genetically unmixed with the earthlings. And it says that however mankind lofty to remain, how to make the many the few obey and serve. About all that, about the future, the leaders with Anu words exchanged. To come to earth, Anu decided. The Anunnaki reclaimed Sumer. They rebuilt on the slit that covered their antediluvian homes. Enki's Eridu and Enlil's Nibiru key for Anu's visit to earth. They built Annunaki, a temple in Uruk, where neither Enki nor Enlil ruled. In 3800 BCE, Anu and his wife Antu landed at Tilmoon. Enki, Enlil, Ninmah greeted them. At each other they looked, aging to examine, though greater in shars were their parents. Younger than the children they looked. The 2 sons, Enki and Enlil, looked old and bearded, and Ninmah, once a beauty, was bent and wrinkled. So even though Anu and Antu were older and they were their parents, their children, Enki, Enlil, and Ninmah, were very old due to the radiation of the earth. Enlil told Anu, Enki was withholding from the other gods, Dad. And the divine formulas that hold knowledge of more than 100 aspects of civilization, confining an advancement to Eridu and its people only. So they were getting ticked off because Enki had all the stuff and they were jealous. And you know, the trickster that little Inky is, God love him, he was like, you know, you did this to me, guess what? I'm going to hold your brother. So, you know how that goes, the fighting brothers today. But Anu said, divine formulas, Inky, with other gods share. So urban centers establish they can, and civilization to all Sumer grant. Now Anu saw Galzu's ruses to keep fostering earthlings. I dreamed, Inky told Ninmah, Enlil and King Anu, your plenipotentiary. I don't know. They could have did a better word with this, I suppose. But it said, Galzu gave me plans for Zuasudra's boat. I woke and kicked a stone tablet with boat plans engraved. Puzzled, Anu said, never did I send a secret to Earth. So here it is that Inky told them, I dreamed that this Galzu gave me plants for a boat. But then, puzzled, Anu said, I never did send a secret. And Inky and Enlil exclaimed, on account of Galzu, Zuasudra, and the seed of life were saved. On account of Galzu, on earth we remained. So it seems like now they were pissed, Enlil. Because of this, we have to stay here in this crap. But see, Anu didn't send this Galzu, whoever it was. He didn't send him. The day you to Nibiru return, you shall die. So did Galzu say to us. Incredulous of that was Anu. The change in cycles indeed havoc did cause, but with elixirs cured it was. So they already have the medicine to counteract what was happening. Whose emissary, if not yours, was Galzu? And Inky and Enlil in unison says, who the earthlings to save wanted, who on earth made us stay. So let's go back. So whose emissary, if not yours, was Galzu? Talking about Anu. Inky and Enlil in unison said, who the earthlings to save wanted, who on earth made us stay? For the creator of all did Galzu appear, Ninmah said, the mother. For the creator of all did Galzu appear, Ninmah said. The creator planned, she said, for the Anunnaki to hybridize with Erectus. Who is this? And Anu said, while fates we decreed, the hand of destiny at every step directed, The will of the creator of all is on earth and for earthlings. Only emissaries are we. The earth to the earthlings belong. To preserve and advance them we were intended. Oh, what a plan. Emissaries. Special beings sent here for a mission. Plan. Who is this creator of all? Who is this? Whatever destiny for the earth and earthlings, let it so be. If man, not Anunnaki, to inherit the earth is destined, let us, destiny, help. Give mankind knowledge, secrets of heaven and earth, them teach laws of justice and righteousness, and teach them then depart and leave. Wow. Interesting. How to get the hell out of Dodge. Enlil, Anu, Nimma, and Enki realized the creator of all had through Galzu ordained they protect and develop the hybrid earthlings they created in the lab and in bed. They decided knowledge mankind to provide, cities of man to establish therein sacred precincts, abode for the Anunnaki create, kingship as on Nibiru, on earth established. Crown and scepter to a chosen man, give by him the word of the Anunnaki to the people convey, work and dexterity to enforce. And the sacred precincts a priesthood to establish, the Anunnaki as lofty lords to serve and worship. Secret knowledge to be taught, civilization to mankind convey. And Anunnaki brought down from heaven symbols of Anu's military dictator, kingship, divine headdress, crown and tiara, scepter of staff, mean the symbol of power and authority, and cold measuring cord representing justice. And these symbols appear in divine investure depiction at all times, in which the god or goddesses grant these objects to a new king. The Anunnaki turned earthlings' palace servant duties into religious rituals that persist to this day. Serving meats on the Anunnaki table became burnt offerings. The table became an altar. The transportation of the local Anunnaki ruler on a dais became a procession of statues. And the Anunnaki palaces became temples. Anu decreed 4 regions, 3, Sumer, Egypt, and Indus Valley, whom Zuasudra's descendants would govern for the Anunnaki. Anunnaki are people, not gods, and we are they, adapted to Earth. Wow. So how do you like that? Very interesting. You can read the story on inkyspeaks.com, and it says on the title, Anunnaki didn't consider themselves gods. They prayed to and heeded the prime creator. So they, my friends, have to answer to the prime. Until then, Hotep and Ashe, and we'll see you next time, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Goodbye.